My greetings to you today on this Ash Wednesday as we begin our pilgrimage to the celebration of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. We are presented by the Church with this really graced and gifted time to be able to look again at our lives, at the areas where we need to repent and to prepare really well for what we're about to celebrate. Traditionally, as you know, the Church has placed before us three areas to focus on: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And there's a really deep wisdom that sits behind that. Firstly, because we are bodily people, we express things by our body. And so as part of our life of faith, it's not just about our spiritual connection with God, we actually express that physically as well. And so the first thing that we look at as well in terms of our bodies, what do we do in terms of fasting over this time of Lent to help us to prepare well. And so I really encourage you to think about what is it that I can fast from over these next weeks of Lent that will cost me something, that actually I want to give up something that will actually really have a bite for me, that will mean that when I want to do that or have that thing, I go, I can't. And then why can't I? Because actually I'm preparing myself for Easter, and that's part of that discipline, and that connection to our bodies is part of the link then to what we celebrate spiritually. So I encourage you to think of and choose one or more things that you're going to give up for the sake of preparing well. The second aspect that the Church calls us to is almsgiving, the care and the giving to other people during this time. Traditionally, we tend to give to our Catholic care organisation Caritas, and so in our parishes there are Lenten envelopes where we can put in a financial contribution, and we give not just of what we've got left over, but actually of in a meaningful way. By giving up something else that we might have spent that money on, we then give it to those who are in need. And so think about how you can help either through Caritas or perhaps with other people that you know who may be in need during this time. And the third way is through our prayer. And obviously, if we're doing these other things, then we'll want to communicate more with God and open ourselves up to His Spirit speaking to us during this time. And so I really encourage you, find a time each day to set aside to pray. If you're praying now, set aside a bit more time. If you're not already praying, you can set some time each day to really pray. Read the scriptures for the Mass each day. Find some other spiritual reading that you can use that will nourish you. If you're looking for a place for that, our diocesan website here in the Diocese of Christchurch has resources on it for that. And really allow the Spirit of God to work in you, and as you're preparing yourself because of the other things you're doing during Lent, the Spirit can really move in your hearts. So let's support one another as we go through this time. Let's call each other to take this up. And my prayers and blessings for each one of you is that this will be a grace time for you, and certainly I hope for myself as well, and that we'll be well ready to celebrate Easter when the time comes. God bless you.